Today is Wednesday, August 16th, and this is Devotions from St. Paul Evangelical Lutheran Church in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. I'm going to take a passage today from the book of Job. Now, if you know Job, it's the story of a man who was very righteous, very right with God, who had amazing riches, but gave all the credit for it to God. And when his kids would party, he would do sacrifices so that if they had done something bad, he could cover for them. So he was a good man. And Satan challenged God, said, "He will curse you if you let me deal with him." So God did. And all the way through, he was cursed. And at the end, he tried to justify himself. And at the very end of the book, this is the response of God to Job. So I'm going to read from the 38th chapter. And I want to listen to the things that God says to Job and consider them in our own lives. Then the Lord answered Job out of the whirlwind, "Who is this, that darkness counted by words without knowledge? Gird up your loins like a man. I will question you, and you shall declare to me. Where were you when I laid the foundation of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? On what were its bases sunk, or who laid its cornerstone? When the morning stars sang together and all the heavenly beings shouted for joy? Or who shut in the sea with doors when it burst out from the womb? When I made the cloud its garments and the thick darkness its swaddling clothes, and prescribed bounds for it, and set bars and doors, and I said to it, thus far you shall come and no farther, and here shall your proud waves be stopped. Have you commanded the morning since your days began, and caused the dawn to know its place, so that it might take hold of the skirts of the earth, and the wicked shall be out of it? It is changed like clay under the seal, and it is dyed like a garment. Light is withheld from the wicked, and their uplifted arm is broken. I could go on, but what you get out of this, what I get out of this, is God is telling man, I did this, I made all this work, and now you're going to challenge me? And I have to think about that, because there's so many times in my life that I want to have things my way. And I think that I know what the best way is. But I listen to God and I look around at this world and I know that's not the case. You know, one of the popular movies right now is this movie Oppenheimer, about a brilliant man who knew quantum chemistry and quantum physics and led a group that came up with the atomic bomb. And yet everything that he learned was created by God. And the only reason that he was able to learn it was because God led him. If you take all the smartest people in the world and put all the things that they know together, it doesn't hold a candle to what God knows. And how do we know that? Look at our natural state. It takes me so much effort to make order out of anything, and yet this world works when we leave it alone, because God made it that way. I'm in awe of God. I'm in awe of all the things that He created and all the things that He lets us know and lets us do. And I kind of like Psalm 8 that David wrote. "O Lord, my Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. When I consider the stars and the moon, the things that your hands have made, what are human beings that you consider him? And yet you have made it only a little lower than the heavenly beings. God made all this and it's awesome. And yet he gave us control of that. And look at the mess we're making. We have to set right with God and understand this is his world. We are stewards of this world, and it is our task to be good stewards. But I think to be a good steward, you must stand in awe first and know this is God's world. I hope you'll think about this. God challenged Job. David wrote to say, you're amazing, Lord, and the world that you made tells me that every day. And I have to stand with both of them and say, I'm in awe of God and the world he's made. It is important to me to recognize God is first and recognize my place in it. I think that's important for all of us. I would hope that you would read this 38th chapter of Job and see the challenge that God gives and see for yourself how that challenge fits your life. I know for me, it's a challenge to even consider it because God is so awesome. I hope you have a great day and consider God every part of it. Thank you.